Let's look at the different types of animation. As we discussed, animation is the illusion of movement. It's basically still pictures that give the illusion of something moving. Norman McLaren stated that animation is not the art of drawings that move, but the art of movements that are drawn. Animation is the art of telling stories. It started way back in 200 AD as humans used shadow play to weave a tale. It has been used throughout history as a creative method of entertaining. Many people were involved in the history of animation and creating the first animations. However, there is only one person who is considered as the father of animation. He is the French cartoonist Émile Cohl. Cohl is the creator of the first fully animated movie called Phantasmagorie. It premiered in Paris in 1908. Film historians consider it the first animated cartoon, which is why Cohl is known as the father of animation. This hand-drawn animation looks like chalk drawings placed in sequence, but the artist actually drew each frame on white paper and shot it onto negative film to reverse the colors. Cohl created around 700 drawings to achieve the final results. Since the creation of Phantasmagorie, the world's first animated film, animation has come a long way. Nowadays, most animations are created via the use of computers. The 5 different categories of animation include stop motion, cell animation, motion graphics, 2D animation, and 3D animation. Cell animation, or traditional animation, is the most traditional form of animation. A distinctly separate graphic is represented in each frame of an animated sequence. The word cell comes from the celluloid film, which is what the film was once made from. Cell animation concepts include keyframing and tweening. In cell animation, a keyframe determines the start and stop point of any major visual change. The frames that are rendered in between to transition the changes are referred to as tweening frames. In traditional hand-rendered animation, all tweened frames were hand-rendered at 24 to 30 images per second. That means that millions of drawings are needed for a feature-length film like Fantasia, which was created in the 1950s. Advantages of cell animation are they're not limited to the physical world or gravitational constraints. You do, however, need skill in drawing since there are many images that will make up an entire animated video. In stop motion, you take a physical object. It could be a puppet, a clay figurine, or a Lego, basically anything, and you'll take a series of still images with a camera. In this filmmaking technique, objects are physically moved in small increments and captured one frame at a time, so that when it's played back, it will give the illusion of motion. You could think of a flip book. Stop motion is very similar, only it uses physical objects instead of drawings. This type of animation takes a fairly long time to execute, as it's estimated 12 frames or pictures for about 1 second of video. There are many different ways in which you can create stop-motion animation. These include manipulating objects, creating animation out of clay, actually using people or props to create the stop motion. Here you can see in this video called You and I, all of the animation and movement is created in a stuttered type of sequence. This is actually a series of individual pictures that have been taken and then pieced together to form an animated short. This can be a really creative way that you can create video and animation, and it's somewhat low tech as you don't need anything really expensive to be able to create this sort of animation. You can also create stop motion using cutout motion. This is simply cutting out paper and moving it. This technique uses all 2D material, but the effects can be very rewarding. We also have puppet animation. This is simply the art of moving puppets. And finally, you can create stop motion using silhouette animation. This is a technique that uses backlit cutouts in order to achieve the results. Next on the list of different types of animation is 2D animation. With traditional animation, animators were required to keep drawing the same character over and over again with subtle changes. That is not necessarily needed with vector-based 2D animation, since the motion is controlled by vectors. This style has become very popular in the last couple of decades, with the increasing amount of people doing it due to the accessibility of technology. As you can see in this example called Animator versus Animation, the actual character is a very simple stick figure character, but paired with some creative ideas, this becomes an awesome way to create video and entertain users. 2D animation typically uses the same concepts as traditional cell animation, using frame-by-frame options, keyframing, and tweening, but the main difference is that the in-between frames, the tween, is created by the computer. We still need to create the keyframes. These are important key points at which the animation changes. On a traditional animation, where the object is moving along a path and changing direction, rotation, and size, you create the keyframes and indicate where the major changes are, so you know how to visualize the in-between frames. In vector animations, you can potentially have two keyframes, a start and an end. The object properties can be mathematically altered as it moves along a vector path between two anchor points. On more complex animations, you may need more keyframes. An object's properties can be mathematically altered as it moves along the vector path between two anchor points. We call this motion tweening or shape tweening. With vectors, every creation can be reused as many times as the animator wishes, without having to recreate the same backgrounds, characters, and so on. Moreover, the movement of the characters is completely controlled by vectors. Animators can simply move the vectors around and save the new creation after each vector change. You may be wondering why we place 2D animation in a different category. It's because in addition to the option of animating frame by frame, an animator has the option of creating rigs for the characters and then moving the body parts individually instead of drawing the character over and over again. Adobe After Effects allows you to create complex rigs for animation, or use the Puppet tool to drag and move body parts around these flexibilities. It gives beginners more options when approaching animation, especially if drawing is not their strong suit, unlike traditional animation where drawing skills are mandatory. 3D animation is also called CGI or computer animation. 3D animation is one of the most popular types of animations. This type of animation is used not only for feature films, but also for short films, video games, ads, and even more. Compared to 2D animation, 3D animation will mainly consist of moving a character in a 3D program rather than drawing the different frames. You will then set various keyframes for each movement that you create. Then the 3D program that you use will calculate the journey of the character's movement between each of those keyframes that you've created. As a 3D animator, your job is not done there. You will still need to refine some of the keyframes and make sure that they look the way you want them to look. Pixar's Toy Story, which was made in 1995, was the first 3D animated film ever created. Since then, computer animation has become one of the most used types of animations, especially for animated films. Motion graphics usually focuses on more interesting shapes and text instead of story and character. This could be the process of moving titles and logos around in an appealing way. Typically, this is used in commercials, marketing materials, movie credits, and title sequences. Since there is no acting, you can achieve interesting and cool results with shapes and graphics. Motion graphics can be 2D and 3D. They are mainly used to animate text, logos, and video clips. These are called digital graphics, and they create the illusion of motion. The art of creatively moving graphical elements or text is usually for commercials or promotional purposes. This is a pretty straightforward medium as it requires no acting or storytelling. Motion graphics really focuses on making dynamic, interesting presentations of moving text, logos, and basic illustrations. Motion graphics can be both 2D and 3D. You'll find them everywhere, in commercials, explainer videos, sporting events, news, and other TV productions. Motion graphics usually involves animating images, text, or video clips using keyframes that are tweened to make smooth motion between the frames. The term motion graphics came along as computer-based video editing programs, such as programs like Adobe After Effects, made editing a lot easier and faster. Previously, before the advent of computer editing, it was a very time-consuming process and limited to high-budget productions. Today, we can see the use of motion graphics used all over the place. There are obviously crossover videos that employ techniques from all 5 categories, but being familiar with the various types of animation will help you to begin identifying how things were made and understanding what is needed to produce these sorts of things.